All right, so welcome everyone. Welcome to We Know What You Like. This month we are doing book talk. What book are we doing? Book 2, The Clockwork Prince. And I literally read 37 pages yesterday and the rest today, and I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I was going to, which is weird considering I
told
did.
you these were good books.
It's weird though because I enjoyed the first one.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed this one a lot more, which
yes, I agree.
Be a surprise considering. Where do we want to start on this?
Well, first of all, I put my dust jacket on upside down.
I would like to start with saying I read this book 2 months ago from the day that we're recording this.
Oh yeah, it's been 2 months since we read. Last month since they've seen a video for the viewers, but 2 months since we last. Well, at least since I last read the first one. Did you get to reread it?
I did reread it. Yeah.
Nice.
3 or 4 weeks ago.
Okay.
I finished it just before we did Burger Town. And then I had to cancel last week because flat tire.
Yes.
It was at least 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So probably 2 or 3 weeks ago.
I just want to say, I know y'all are Team Will, but I like Jem, and I know his heart is going to get broken, okay? I know his heart is going to get broken.
I was always Team Will, and then Jem happened, and I was like, can't she have both?
Yeah. You know what I was thinking?
Can she have both?
You know what I was also thinking when I was reading this? Because I guess we can start with the little love triangle, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The love triangle. I was like, why is this better written than Edward, Twilight, and Jacob?
This is such a better love triangle.
Yeah. Yes. It's a better
this
love
one makes sense.
This one isn't awful.
There is mutual feeling all around.
Yeah.
And I was like, why can't they all just share each other?
I mean, like, they could.
They literally could have.
In the 1800s, though.
Yeah, we weren't living there. They did that in Burger Town.
I'm saying. I don't think they shared each other in Burger Town.
Remember the painter and his wife, and
he was just gay.
And his wife shared herself with Benedict and that other lady. Not the point. I'm just saying, I know in my heart of hearts that Jem is gonna get his heart broken. Because, like, first off, how are they gonna be like, oh, we won't tell Jem about our mutual feelings, like Will and Tessa, when clearly they do. And I'm like, it's okay, we'll like stuff it back down. And I'm like, you know that shit's gonna get brought to light. Maybe he's gonna see them make out. This is gonna be fucking Vampire Diaries, man. And I'm like, I was Team Stefan, who's basically Jem.
I was always Team Stefan.
Who's basically Jem. And like, I like Will. I truly do. At this point, he has done nothing wrong. I feel for him.
He's done some things that are wrong.
But not unforgivable in my book.
That's fair.
You know?
He's a pretty forgivable character.
Yeah, he is.
Like, but still, I just know Jem is going to get his heart broken. And now, do I think they're dumb for wanting to get married? I personally think he, like, proposed to her because, like, he knows he's going to die. Yeah. And he said, do not give him that pity dick. Or vagina. Married.
I need to send you some of the videos that I took. You might only be able to use the audio because I was like in bed while I was reading and taking those videos.
Okay.
But I need to send you some of the reactions that I had for this book specifically because I got so sad at one point.
No, I teared up twice.
Yeah, I get very sad reading this one.
Okay, here's the thing also. The other day I was watching Euphoria, and I'm not going to spoil it because I know you haven't seen it, right? Or you have, yeah. So I'm not going to spoil it, but I recommend, but there are some heavy topics, especially, well, obviously, like drug use. But in one of the episodes that I just watched, it was very sibling-focused, and I happened to watch it on National Sibling Day. So the one part that really got me at first was when Jem told Charlotte, I see you as a big sister that I never had. And she saw it as like a finalization, like he's recognized that he's going to die sort of thing.
Right.
He's like, you know? And then the second part that I got teary-eyed was at the very end of the book when Will's sister comes into, it's like, I want to be a shadow hunter. And I was like, what is all this sibling stuff? And I literally, after I read it, I literally called my sister who lives in Texas. I've mentioned him before. And I was like, hey, I can't stay long, but I just wanted to say I love you. She's like, oh, I'm at work right now still, but I love you too. And I'm like, ugh. I know I digress from love triangle, but it's about gems. Like,
love triangle, siblings, and all a relationship.
But I was annoyed a little bit in the beginning.
Yeah.
Which I think took me a little while to actually read it. But also because I was like focused on other stuff, you know, like it happens. But today I was like, Lucia, get out of your room. Get out of your room. If you stay in your room, you won't be able to finish it. So I was in the living room sprawled and just was like, let's do this. And because I mentioned to you before, like both books started with a Will beginning sort of thing, and I'm like, what about Jem? It's like, it's not fair.
I want to know if I texted Katie and was like, I love Jem. I feel like I messaged you and was like, what about Jem? Love Will, but what about Jem?
And it's not fair.
I mean, his prologue was fun though.
No, I agreed. He went to the what is it, not a funeral, graveyard to buy the drugs. I thought it was really cool that spirits are still very much active.
The whole thing is that the Herondale family can see ghosts.
Yeah,
too.
it's pretty cool.
Yeah, which it's fun when you read the other books.
Oh, you know what I got that I was gonna send you? I was like, City of Bones, haha, I get that because I mentioned in this one.
Yeah.
And then I was like, wait, then they'll know that I haven't finished the book yet. So then I didn't send it.
Yeah, City of Bones is like a real place in the world.
I'm skimming these conversations that we had, Katie, and I'm dying.
So, do we start from the beginning, or how are we going to do this? We're just going to throw words after each other?
I feel like this had a lot less of the story pushing it. Yeah, it was a lot more building the characters and the world.
Yeah.
Versus fighting the big bad.
The plot was for Charlotte and Co. to try and find Mort Minor.
Right. And Benedict Lightwood is
he's got the pox, the demon pox.
My favorite scene of Will ever is when they're like, he has demon pox.
He's just like shouting,
I told you.
I want to interrupt real quick. I just found Katie's question of, also I never asked, Team Will or Team Jem? And I go, that's so hard, and then have an entire paragraph of what I'm on.
That's funny.
I'm like, I think she'll end up with Jem, but my heart wants her to be with Will.
No, I think she'll end up with Will, because this is how it's going to play out.
Yeah, what's your prediction?
Okay, she's going to end up with Will, because you know why? Again, you have these two characters who clearly feel something for each other, and you know what? How are they not gonna tell Jem? They pity him, they love him. He's gonna see it as a no, man. You didn't tell me, you didn't love me enough to tell me y'all's feelings for each other, sort of thing. And he's gonna get upset and hurt because again, he's gonna see them make out or hold each other or screaming at each other or something like that. This is gonna how it plays out. You know what? They're fucking Kate and Anthony, and Jem is just kidding. It's not the same. And anyways, she's gonna end up with Will, right? And what was I saying? Oh yeah, Jem's gonna get upset because he's like, you didn't care about. I'm just repeating what I just said. Anyways, he's gonna get upset, and they're going to Will and Tessa are gonna get together.
It's funny. I remember the first time reading this book that I couldn't see how it had a happy ending between the three of them.
Polygamy!
I was like, there's no way this ends without heartbreak for somebody.
Yeah, completely. And the part that got me towards the end was when Will goes to Jem's room, and he was thinking in his mind hey, break it off with her. I love her. It's okay if what you feel for her doesn't amount to what I feel for her. And again, they take advantage of Jem's calm nature and forgiving nature, and I'm like, no. Again, he is Stefan.
Sorry for all the notifications you're getting, Katie. I'm screenshotting all of these.
Oh, it's okay. Don't worry about it. My phone is far away. So.
Anywho, So the plot was for them to find Mort Minor, which was a thing that the council deemed on Charlotte. Otherwise, Benedict Lockwood would have. That's the name, right?
Yeah.
Lockwood. Okay, Lockwood. I said Lockwood. I think that's actually from Vampire Diaries.
Maybe. Tyler, yeah.
It's been a long time since I've read or watched the Vampire Diaries.
Because again, fucking Julie Pluck, man. Anywho,
I gave up after Elena died for the 4th time.
Dude, season 7 and 8, not worth it.
I think I need to buy a new camera.
It's not that bad.
Anyway, the thing that upset, I was like, Charlotte, what do you mean? Like, why are you getting upset? Like, you did not do enough.
She did fail. Like, you did actually fail a little bit, my dear.
Like, yes, we realize that.
Yes, Benedict is an asshole.
But you did.
But you did fail.
I was like, what do you mean? Like, oh, you just, she was like acting kind of like a child. And I'm like,
yeah. She is the kind of still a child. She's not that old.
She's like 20. Not that that's not.
I'm 27 and I'm still a child. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes.
I'm so old.
I think it's in the books that she's like 23 or 24.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
she's
very early.
Literally our age.
Yeah.
And is basically a mother to these 17-year-old children.
With a lot of mental problems.
I'm just saying that
every single one of them.
She wants to like be the head of that institute.
Yeah.
She has to realize
She's
that like
own
she
up to
fucked
her
up.
mistake. Yeah.
And I'm fine. Be 20 years old, be 30 years old, be 50 years old, whatever age. She needs to realize that she fucked up because she did. Bottom line. The other part was that I was like, what do you mean? Why are you not wanting to learn? Was Tessa's like, oh, but I like my books, and what do you mean I have to train to fight? What do you mean you don't want to train to fight?
I think
she makes me so mad. She's such a little bitch. I don't want to do this. Why are you here?
Why are you?
Get out. Please leave.
But it's like they're after her.
They are, yeah.
Like, what do you mean you don't want to learn, or you're? I get it that it's not maybe your forte, but you're like, what do you mean I have to learn how to fight? What? Right. That can help me? What?
Yes.
I'll have advantages in this life?
What?
Like, women's rights? Never heard of her.
Yes, I'm here for it.
Yeah.
I wanted more of that and less of the love triangle. I was like, okay, Sophie, get your bread.
Also, I love when Gideon just betrays his father. Like, go off.
Oh my god, I love him! I wanted more of him so badly.
It also has like a bit of like a Cinderella thing to it.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. I literally thought of Benedict and Sophie.
Yeah.
From Bridgerton.
Right.
Yeah. It's like the different classes.
Sophie?
Yeah. Truly beautiful.
Because of the different class system.
Also, I'd like to talk about the most unrealistic thing in this entire book. You know how that giant automaton throws Charlotte into the wall?
And she doesn't get hurt?
No, here's the thing. She doesn't fucking miscarry?
Yeah, she was pregnant!
This bitch was hurled across a warehouse and still kept that. I'm sorry, what?
Everything's fine.
No.
Did y'all like that movie between Henry and Charlotte?
I love that their relationship was given dimension because I always hated in the first book the way that they're played off to just be married to gain something from one another.
How long did it in between the two books, you know?
It's almost immediate.
Well, like in terms of like when they got released.
They're all about a year apart when they come out.
Because I was wondering if there was like a sort of like a thing from the fans, it's like we want more, or was it always meant to be sort of like that?
She basically like puts out a book and starts writing the next one. Is usually how it goes.
Do Charlotte and Henry like talk about and try and like define their relationship in this one, or is that the next book?
I think it starts a little bit in this one, but I find it funny, a little bit funny, right? That like the whole first book, they're like they don't touch each other, they're not.
Yeah,
she doesn't want to.
And then this book starts with her like trying to figure out how to tell him she's pregnant. Like,
I didn't get that at all.
You have to touch each other for that to happen. Like y'all do the deed, but think you don't love each other, or the other doesn't love you.
Emotions don't want to.
I mean, I know, but like,
I'm like, how can both of you be in an arranged marriage and both of you have secret feelings for each other, but
right?
not say it?
You you just don't talk ever.
You're bound together. You literally have nothing to lose.
Romance novels, that is a big plot in a lot of them.
I know, but like my brain is just like, you just don't talk, like ever?
You will be married, no matter what. So
they couldn't have sex
by saying, hey,
as like a way to carry on a line sort of thing.
That's not like a thing.
I mean, they're in Regency, right? They're 18, whatever year they're in.
I guess in this world, it's not like a thing.
Consider them not like humans.
They're part angel.
Yes. What y'all think of that one guy, that old kooky guy with his trophies?
Oh, Starkweather?
Yeah.
He's weird. He's fucking weird.
But okay.
I want to talk about him. I had theories when he came up, and I was like, what is this?
What do you think about his weird reaction to Tessa, though?
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I still say... No, maybe not. I was trying to, as I was reading this book, I was trying to remember some of my theories that I had from, like, the first one.
Right.
Because it's been 2 months ago. I haven't seen that video in a while since that we did. So I was like, what did I say? And then I was like, fuck it, I don't remember. So then, either... Because remember, she was going through, like, his memories or whatever.
Yeah.
And then there was a woman that he was, like, dancing with or something like that. And she's like, don't eat that. And I'm like, you probably needed that. I was like, what? What do you mean?
That?
And then also, like, in the beginning, like, Magnus was, like, talking about demons who can change shape. And then I forgot who it was. I think it was, like, Will or something, or someone else, like, interrupted him. I'm like, what do you mean? These people are aggravating. Well, not even people. These beings are aggravating. But how do I think that maybe someone that what's his name? Starkweather? I got part of it right. Starkweather. Maybe someone he knew was related to her. Well, that one fairy was like, you look like your mom.
Well, yeah, I mean, because her parents were a part of that club.
Really?
Yeah. That's how they met Mortmain. Also, can we talk about, like, how Nate isn't her brother at all?
Yeah, her cousin.
Yeah, Loki, sorry for, like, kind of spoiling that in the last one. But, like, literally...
Oh, yeah, you did. I forgot.
It's funny.
not related like that. Like, it's fucking cousin.
I, like, forgot about it when I was reading the first one. I was like, I don't know what he's going on about, whatever. Because I forgot it was a whole thing, because, like, Nate ends up not mattering, like, in my brain at all.
She's not my sister! He literally meant not his sister.
Yeah.
And not because, like, she's an other sort of thing.
Also, Jesse betraying them?
Man,
Homegirl, what?
I truly, personally...
She just wants that dick.
She does.
Like a book from her perspective.
It would
like
be
from
nice
her
to
childhood.
have the story from her perspective.
I would truly.
Like, I still love Jessamine as a character, but, like, what are you doing, girl?
Well, that's what I want to know. What happened? Like,
the
exactly.
That is not... Yeah, like, the trauma that she has that is just not addressed.
Yeah. And they're just like, no, you're fine.
But, like, her whole... The dollhouse?
Yeah.
That creeps me out. I'm like, this is not addressed. What is this?
She killed that one creature in the first book.
Yeah, she, like, freaked out and, like, went manic.
Yeah.
Destroyed him, and I was like, this is not what I wanted.
Book from her perspective.
This is unchecked PTSD. Someone get this girl in therapy.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to me.
It would be interesting.
And obviously, I haven't read the third one yet, so she's still alive in this one. Although there was that weird memory thing where she's like, with Tessa and like she's like sharing thoughts, or whatever.
That's when Tessa was her. She can access their thoughts when she portrays people.
Yeah. So she's still alive, but I don't know what's gonna happen in the third one, or not, because I haven't read it. But I'm serious. I'd be interested.
Going off of Tessa being Jessamine at that fucking dance.
Yeah, how
Loki
awkward.
trying to seduce her brother, not brother.
Cousin.
Like, she thinks it's her brother.
Yeah.
And she's like, what if I have to kiss him? I'm like,
but she didn't even think about that before.
Right? And then there was that lemonade.
Oh, the spike lemonade.
And the balcony scene. One of my favorites. Also, Magnus is a homeboy. He
Magnus
saves the asses of Shadowhunters so often that man deserves his own award.
He deserves his own blue
Magnus
dark
should not care about the Shadowhunters, and yet he
so
does.
much, though. He is literally constantly saving their asses.
Magnus is my favorite character, and we did not get enough of him in this book, and I just want him.
I thought we got a lot of him, though.
We do.
He's actually in these books a lot less than the other ones.
No, it would make sense, but
yeah.
But, well, because for me, he doesn't even, in this series, or at least at this point, he doesn't even have his own place, so this is like his
very true
upcomings, you know? So he's got to be more prominent in the other ones.
However, you should read his books.
I am going to.
He's got his own books. He's got a collection of short stories and a trilogy that has one book left to come out.
I'll probably read it closer to the end of the year, because you said the spinoff that continues this series.
The last one comes out the end of this year, yeah.
Yeah, so I'll read that series, and I'll probably read Magnus's. Yeah. So that'll be my end of the year series, so we can talk about it then.
I think his last book doesn't come out until next year. Her publishing schedule got fucked up with COVID, so like everything got pushed back really far.
Or she could have wrote more.
No, they're written.
There's it's all like
it's on the publishing industry.
Yeah, it's all publishing and printing.
Yeah.
Never mind, I take back the story.
Like the books are ready.
And you're like, no.
They need to come out. Just give me the ebook. I will also buy the physical book later. Just give me the ebook.
Right? Yeah. So final thoughts?
Oh, there's so much more though.
You only have 3 minutes left.
Why did it say that?
You said 7, right?
Oh yeah.
I don't know where you started your timer.
I think it ends in like 2 minutes.
I mean, we can end this.
Yeah, we'll pause. I'm gonna pause this one. Okay. Bye.
We'll be back.
We'll be back. Okay. Picking up. So that the ball, and then Magnus.
Okay. Very good. It's time to feed my dog, in case you're wondering.
Bye. And Magnus is a homie, and he's on the up and up. At least he will be in terms of their world.
You know what I loved was when he told Camille Bellecourt to go fuck herself.
Yes.
I'm like, you go, boy.
She's all like, you really think that I wouldn't stick around?
Yeah,
I'm not even
like,
human.
Yeah, I really do think that
monogamy. Yeah, come on. Again, polygamy is a thing as long as you talk about it. Otherwise, it's cheating.
Very true, very true. You gotta be on the same plane, like, you gotta be on the same terms.
Yes. What else fucking happened? I know there was a whole lot. Also,
they learned about
his non-curse, Will's non-curse.
They did learn about
Will learned about his non-curse. That's kind of heartbreaking.
I need to read the message that I wrote.
Okay. You want us to wait for you, and you got it? Hold up.
I do like that he chased the demon at the party, though, and was like, wait, come here.
Yeah, I love how every time he went to Magnus, he had to fight the footman, not footman, but like
I mean, he's kind of a footman.
Yeah, the person by the door. You got your message?
Yes, I'm going to read the messages that I sent to Katie.
Okay.
Not Will's curse being anyone who loves him shall die. Starts crying. I was like, I wish I could keep reading, but I'm so distracted. I'm literally so sad. I'm at the part where Jem and Tessa leave the Institute to go look for him. Mm-hmm. And then later on, I said, he called Jem his great sin. Like, yeah, he's dying anyways, but you're just making it worse.
You know, I honestly thought when they said that was the curse, I thought it was like everyone's gonna die.
Right.
Not like an actual curse sort of thing. I'm like, yeah. But, yeah, it's very heartbreaking because all the while he has to put on this persona of being like this badass, knowing he doesn't care. But all the while, everyone knows that this is some sort of act of some sort.
Yeah.
Like, people love you, bro. You are loved. You know the part that got me the most out of this, one of the most, with Will? When Charlotte is thinking about that flashback when Will first came to them, and he says, "Please just let me know when they die." Right. And there was like that pleading look of a child, and he remembers like her hand over his small one sort of thing. Right. And it was just like that part got me. When he saw his sister, it got me, and he like ran after her. Yeah. They had to like tackle him to the ground. Yo, I'm not gonna lie, when Jim was like, "I thought your sister died," like after that, and they said she did. I thought, oh, did they make her into a mechanical machine? Oh no, that's what I thought. Awful. But they were kind of talking about that, like even Henry like brought up the idea of that being a thing. Yeah. So I was like,
I think it is so rude that if a child chooses to become a shadow hunter and the parents don't want it, they no longer get to be in their life. I'm like, you just fucking orphaned this kid.
How awful is that?
For no reason.
But like, it's also so common to be an orphan in their society. They're probably just like, whatever, go to the nearest institute. You're someone else's problem.
You know what I thought was also hurtful? When they're like, it wasn't the sister's death, the older sister Ella's death. It was Will leaving that broke their dad. Yeah. I was like, that's so like sad.
Their son. Like, yeah, I just lost my daughter, but now I also just lost my son.
Like, my son willingly left us behind.
Yeah. That can hurt someone.
And he won't tell us why.
Yeah. Also, because it wouldn't be me if I didn't bring Jem back up. When Will knowingly and full-heartedly did those drugs.
Yeah, and he was like, I didn't think about Jem.
Like, what do you mean? How could you
flipped out. He was so mad.
I was so happy.
I was mad.
I was like when Jem slapped him, punched him, whatever he did, he hit him, and
like, you deserve it, bitch.
Like, yeah, I'm so happy you did that, Jem.
Stand up for yourself.
And then that was like the first time that Tessa like seen Jem to be anything other than the sweet, cute, nice boy. And I'm like, bro, he's willingly injecting him shit with the shit that's killing Jem, and you think he'd be all willy-nilly about that? No, I wouldn't be.
And then it gets to like the rest of it where the drugs are like so scarce. Like, they're hard to come by anyways. And the fact that he used them, like, you're a dumbass.
Oh, but also that's the same night that Jem and Tessa were like making out hardcore. I was literally going. Again, I was going to send y'all a snap, but I was like, again, they're going to know that I haven't finished it quite yet. This is still kind of early. Damn. I can just imagine. What do you mean you're barely here?
It's okay.
I finished it, though, like an hour ago. 2 hours ago.
Okay.
2 hours ago, yeah. And I was like, get it, fucking Jem, let's go. He's also self-conscious of his body, too. Mm-hmm. He's like, I know I'm not, because he's a lot frailer and thinner. And Tessa described it as... What the hell?
No more video. What's up, y'all?
Yeah, that was weird. As like a precious book. Now, do y'all... On the book talk, do y'all ever get... Okay, enough of the book talk.
Yeah.
Like, I love that because I love to read. We all love to read. Mm-hmm. But it's like, come on, bro. Y'all can talk without everything. Like, I know that's how they communicate, but I'm like, damn, guys.
I think she uses the classic quotes a lot. Mm-hmm. I've never read any of those books, but like just to see a quote from a classic in there, I'm like, I don't care. They read these books. I don't need to know that there's a quote that they're referencing to.
It was a lot, especially in this one, and I was like, I get it. You know what I actually liked though was the new maid was singing those Irish things.
All the songs.
She's dark.
She is dark.
But they all flow together, and I was like, okay, I need to pay attention to the lyrics of the song because it's probably going to reflect what's going on in the situation.
It seemed like foreshadowing for sure.
Yeah. And then, obviously the poems did as well. That's why Will kept on saying them about, death and, one of them is going to die and this and that. And I'm like, right. One of you guys is going to die, right? And then the other one is going to end up with Tessa. I'm like, no. Here's the thing, though. I know, because I've read some of the Immortal Instruments, that Will is the ancestor of Jace. So I was like, I know he pops a fucking get out somewhere.
I mean, just because they have the same last name doesn't mean they're direct descendants. True. Because, like, there's a character in the Dark Artifices who's a Carstairs, but she's not a direct descendant of Jem.
Don't remember. Did I read that?
No.
I can't wait to talk about the third book, because the third book just fucks me up.
Yeah, that one hurts so much.
And again, guys, if y'all remember the book review, the first one for this one, we mentioned that there was a TikTok for this book series, and I didn't know which one it was, but I was like, whatever this quote is, I want to read it, and it's from the third one.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was that said it, but it hurt me in my heart.
Listen, Clockwork Princess was the first time that Cassandra Clare ripped my heart out and stomped on it. So
I have it in that other room.
I literally made a TikTok because everybody was like, on Book Talk, they're like, yeah, Sarah J. Maas's books wreck me, and like, so other artists or authors have like really emotional writing, and I'm like, what about Cassandra Clare? I have never seen anybody talk about how Cassandra Clare just broke my heart. She ripped it out of my chest, threw it on the ground, set it on fire, and laughed. That's exactly what happened.
Book Talk hates her.
Why?
Because of the incest.
Oh, you know, sometimes
so many people just never move past it.
But like,
and there's this rumor that Jason Clary's story is based off of a fan fiction she wrote about Ron and Ginny Weasley, which I don't think has any truth behind it, because they're not even portraying even close to those two characters.
What?
Yeah, right?
What?
That's why people don't like her, though. It's those two reasons.
You know, sometimes Book Talk will like hype up a fuck out of a book, and I'll read the book because I'm like, why not? And then I'm like,
and then it sucks.
Like right now, I keep seeing the Love Hypothesis.
Yeah.
Like going around. I read that book like a couple months ago, and I was like, it's kind of boring. It's kind of boring. I did like the plot of it because I read the back, which is why I was like, yeah, okay, I'll read it.
Yeah.
And then I read it. I was like, there's no chemistry.
So A Touch of Darkness, I read that one. It's a decent book. Not great on the plot, but the plot is decent. Mainly spice. Still not great spice. But another book by the same author, it's Scarlett St. Clair, King of Battle and Blood. Don't read it. I'm so sorry. If you want anything to do with plot, don't read that book. There is 1% plot and then 99% spice, and the spice is not even like good.
You know what we
it's not satisfying. There's like one scene where you're like, okay, cool, and the rest of it is just they just have sex a lot, and I'm like, why?
Very good, very good.
You know, as a pause on obviously talk real quick on the book, but we should all come up with a book that we got recommended from Book Talk. Not we just read it without the other, and then tell each other why for that book.
I would gladly go into heavy detail on King of Battle, because I suffered through that book. And I would love to talk about it.
Honestly, it'd be kind of fun.
It would be fun.
But back to this book, though. And then, okay, Gideon is teaching, and Gideon and Gabriel is teaching the girls, Sophie, and Tessa to fight. Which, you know, they're good teachers and all. So yay to that. And then what else happened? You know, Jem is gonna get his heart broken. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like you said, there wasn't a whole.
It was a lot of characterization building, which I enjoy.
Yeah.
And then they were looking into Mortmain's childhood.
Yeah, they're like, oh, it's all fake.
Well, they learned that he's the adopted child of two warlocks.
Yes, the Greens.
Who were murdered for necromancy. Well, yes. Served justice for necromancy.
Which we learned this through the Starkweather. And his crazy ass.
Because after they served them justice by murdering them, Mortmain went to the Clav and was like, this was unfair. I demand reformation. And they're like, no, fuck off.
They're like, ha!
And that's why he hates them.
I mean, good reason, right?
I mean, yeah, they murdered his parents.
Necromancy, though. Not great.
Not great, but like...
But that's a human.
But he's like continuing the work that they were doing.
Yo. I'm just thinking about the one giant robot again. Like that little fight.
So like they try to go find him and they track him to this old warehouse where Jessamine's been meeting Nate, and it's a big trap.
And he's all like, I knew you, sister.
Yeah. He's like, I'm not stupid. Ha ha ha. And then they find
dumbass, I wanted to see how far you'd go.
And I'd like to know that my brain has always thought of that robot as like the Iron Giant. Like that's what I imagine when they're fighting that.
I can see that. They're like, he's all like, Mortminer didn't need him. Mortmain. What's his name? Mortmain. No, Mortminer. Mortmain didn't need him, but I'll take him. And you know, once again, I said this in the first thing for the first book. Like Nate. He's all this and that, but there's still a part of him, I think, that adored his sister in some aspects.
I told her Tessie.
It still showed it in this one. So he's talking about the angel necklace. He's like, you always have to wear it, you know, it'll protect you. And then he died before he was saying something. I was like, yeah.
Honestly, not gonna lie, as much of a psychopath Nate was, kind of wrecked me when he died.
Yeah, it hurts to read that.
I was okay.
And then she realizes Will is hurt.
Yeah. Oh, all that.
And then my girl just refusing to wake up. What a mood. Just asleep in the hospital wing.
Oh, yeah.
She's heartbroken. Can I just sleep for a week straight? Is that allowed? Will they still pay me?
Yes.
I think it's sleep apnea sort of thing. Your sleep studies.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. I think you're just going to get on one, right? Like, you'll stay there for however long. And then they'll pay you?
Maybe.
I don't know. I've always wanted to do it, though.
Okay, but we also have to talk about the cliffhanger at the very end.
Yeah.
I sent them a
I think you mentioned it in the beginning.
I sent them a TikTok, not a TikTok, a Snapchat, and I was like, I just finished the book. I have thoughts and something else, but first I gotta clean my room.
Yeah. I was like, bro, I lost my mind. I was like, hold on a second. What? She's here? He gets his sister back?
What? Oh, but what does that do? What about, that means she can't see her parents ever again, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Also,
So sad.
I know they're so insistent that a child between a demon and a shadow hunter is like no, because they're all been stillborn or something.
Yeah.
But like one of them has to give at some point, right? A child.
I mean, they've all been stillborn.
What the odds? One of them at least. But we still don't know what she is.
We do not. We know she's a warlock, but that's about it.
And then they Nate said that her mom was a shadow hunter. And it's like, but if that was your aunt and your mom was your mom, then that would make your mom a shadow hunter. Like
Right,
oh,
yeah.
You know what? Also, we also learned about that ceremony where someone can become a shadow hunter if they're human.
Yes, the ascension.
That was pretty cool.
It's pretty neat. It comes up quite a bit in the later series.
Yeah, that makes sense. You know, bringing other people into their fold.
Well, in the later series, they have like a massive war and lose like half their population, so they start getting more.
It honestly seems awfully convenient that you can just make a regular old mortal.
Oh, it doesn't always work. That's the thing. Like sometimes they die in the process.
Love that.
It's like a 60-40% ratio.
But still, seems awfully convenient that, like, oh, you want to be a shadow hunter? Prove yourself. Maybe you'll be one.
Yeah.
They're like, the test. It's like when someone has to, like, they change religions.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, get all the knowledge.
Yeah. Do all the work.
What is it again that, I think it starts with a P, that Jem and Will are? Parabatai. At first, I was like, now, do they feel this way, both of them, for Tessa, because that's what they are, and, like, their souls are connecting? They were even talking about it. It's like 2 bodies, 1 soul, and then Will was like, we're one person, and Jem was like, no, we're 2 separate people. I was like, is that why they're, like, feeling each other's emotions? Because they're like, we will know when the other dies. We'll know. You can get
thought. But, like,
I think this line is in this second book. I don't think it's in the third book, but it's not really a spoiler either. Magnus says it to Tessa, or at least says, I think he says it to Tessa, where he's like, most people only find one love in their life, and you're lucky enough to find 2.
Yeah.
And that like hurt me. Like I wish.
I don't know if he says it in this one. In this one, not a spoiler though.
No, it's not a spoiler.
It's not a spoiler. Yeah. Well, I don't like.
It is such a beautiful line.
It's funny. The parabatai relationship is interesting. My favorite part is that they're like, oh, not a lot of people have them, but then every single series is at least one set of them. So I'm like, really, what are the odds?
I really like the way that
Are
it
they
came
rare?
to be, though. Like the what? How do you say it? Parabatai?
Parabatai, yeah.
Like they're like Jem was. They were both like, how was it? 13, 15 at the time.
Yeah, I think so.
Some age around there, and he had to. Will asks him. He's like, no, and then he challenged him to the duel with the short swords,
yeah,
whatever they're called. And he's like, I got bamboozled. I didn't know he was gonna be good at it. He's good with knives instead.
Yeah.
And then I like how Will allowed himself to have Jem, because the thing was he was gonna die anyways.
Right.
That's kind of messed up, but also it's messed up for, in a sense, for Will, and also messed up for Jem. But also they brought each other out of themselves. Yeah. So in the end, it worked.
They kind of saved each other in the time when they needed it.
Right.
And I think that's why Will is not saying how he feels about Tessa to Jem. Because he was like thinking in his head, you'll never love her as much as I do, this and that.
Right.
But as soon as he sees that true happiness on Jem's face, then he was like, oh, I can't do this. I can't break his heart.
Right.
Because Will is realizing how much that Jem does for him. And he's like, I can't hurt him that way.
Yeah.
Again, that's gonna mess him up though. Wouldn't he be upset if the two people that you loved didn't tell you that they love each other? And also, he has to feel that Tessa is going to only wanted to marry him as a pity thing.
But is it really a pity thing? Because she does love him.
No, I agree. But when you're in those emotions, Jem might feel like it will be pity.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I did like how Tessa was like, what are these feelings I'm feeling for Jem? It grew on her. It grew on her gradually.
Yeah. No, I think it's fun how it was so immediate with Will, but it's more.
Yeah. It was like love at first sight, and then Jem's like, I guess he's growing on me.
Yeah.
How did I think it was Sophie that said it. That or maybe it was Tessa that thought it. I don't remember. It was one of them. How Jem is like a flickering flame, steady, and then a Will is, like a burst or some shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
I did like how Sophie told Tessa, just whatever you do, don't break Jem's heart. Thank you for looking out for her.
Also,
don't hurt my baby boy.
Thanks, Sophie, for conveniently not loving Jem anymore, so that Tessa could.
She had a huge crush on Jem.
She did,
and it didn't go anywhere after Gideon came around.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think she had a huge crush on him. I think
she had a huge schoolgirl crush on him. It wasn't like a real
one.
Exactly.
It's like you're nice to me,
him.
and you're the only one nice to me.
Yeah.
And you're my age. You're available.
But she was never gonna do anything. And then, but she also acknowledged that, hey, even as nice as Jem is, he doesn't open up to Sophie to her as he does with Tessa. So she acknowledged that, which is why she's like, it's never gonna happen, sort of thing. And which is why when Gideon came into the picture, I wasn't not even upset, but it was like I didn't think, she's flip flopping between people or anything like that.
Right.
I was like, okay, she's realizing what's actually in front of her, so she's also realistic. Also, how do y'all feel about Tessa making out with 2D?
Get it, girl.
Yeah. Again. All together.
Yeah.
But also, they're 16, 17.
Or 17.
Yeah, so it's kids do some stuff sometimes. Although adults do that too, not knowing their hearts.
Right. So at the end of this book, Nate is dead. Jessamyn's in jail.
Mm-hmm.
Tessa and Jem are engaged.
Mm-hmm.
Henry and Charlotte are expecting a baby.
And I love, again, they're like, we love each other.
And Will's sister has shown up and wants to be a Shadowhunter. And Gideon is living with them because he backstabbed his dad.
How do you feel about
who has the demon pox, and will sing a song about it.
What is his brother's name again?
Gabriel.
How do you feel about Gabriel staying with the dad?
I can understand his desire to be loyal because he doesn't. I don't think he fully understands what's happening.
Yeah.
He doesn't have all the information that Gideon does.
And also, their dad was totally lying, and he killed herself. The mom killed herself.
Yeah.
And she actually had the demon pox also. Mm-hmm.
I think he just didn't want to lose the family that he did have.
Right.
He knew that he wasn't ever really going to lose his brother, even with him moving away. But he would have lost his dad if he didn't stay with him.
Yeah. And his sister, which I constantly forget they have a sister, which is not really worth.
She's not important.
I remember.
She's important later.
I think it was in the first one. Y'all I think spoiled me on what happens between the sister and Will about the diary.
We might have. I don't remember when it.
But
it
wasn't a big deal. I was okay.
It's
when it happens in the book, and I was I could be totally wrong.
Just an asshole of a 12-year-old.
I don't think I was an asshole at 12 years old.
I don't think I'll ever be over that. Just imagining that scene of how Will feels, knowing that he has somebody pining after him, and he's I'm gonna break her heart.
I have to make her hate me.
And I'm gonna be an asshole about it. It's gonna be public. The only way to get her to stop.
Yeah.
And this is what we're gonna do. I have a great idea. Let's make some enemies.
Enemies to lovers. My favorite trope.
Yeah, him and Gabriel.
Him and Gabriel.
Oh, but yeah, where else are we?
Mortman is still at large.
Yes. Oh, and also, Charlotte got Benedict to fuck off with his demands.
She blackmailed him.
Yeah.
It was stop.
She was I know about your demon pox. Lay off, support me, or I'm gonna tell people.
Yeah.
Will he's I was right! All of you! I told you so!
I love it.
None of you believed me.
The whole first book was just Will, demon pox isn't real.
Trying to gaslight him. He's I know it! You can't tell me otherwise.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyone have anything else to say?
What are your predictions for how the series ends?
Yeah, as the only one who doesn't know what happens. So we can't play along.
Okay, Will and Tess are gonna get together.
Okay.
Jem, they'll find a cure. They keep bringing up a cure.
They do keep bringing up a cure.
They keep bringing up a cure, okay?
What, last guess, what do you think Tessa is?
Shape-shifting demon. And an angel. Ooh, maybe that's the angel.
Demon angel?
Yeah.
It's a decent guess.
I mean, she does have the angel thing.
Right.
Maybe it was this is a gift from your mother. Oh, she's part machine.
She's part machine.
I'm still curious.
He's an automaton.
She's freaking AI from, I don't know, whatever movie. AI, I guess. And then they just moved. And then attack of the machine. What else?
Do they catch Mortmain?
I mean, they have to, right?
I mean, yeah, otherwise the book's not over yet.
Yeah, so, I'm curious to see how he'll go out, though. If he has a lame death.
I honestly don't remember. I haven't reread the last one yet, so.
What? I didn't hear who you said that was.
Mortmain, how he goes out. I'm curious. I want it to be good.
I remember how he goes out.
I remember another character that dies, but I don't remember why. So I'm interested to reread that.
Oh, also, Thomas's brother was in this one.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh my god, he's just like Thomas, and this and that. And I was like, a robot! It's not real!
No, it's just this poor man who lost his brother, and people keep reminding him about it.
This one part, though, with him, and they're like, Thomas was very invaluable servant, we'll miss him.
Yeah.
And then the brother, he starts with the C, he's like, I know, he was my brother.
I lost him too.
I know.
I will not replace my brother.
Yeah, I know.
I grew up with him.
I literally know. Yeah. I just thought that was funny. Any other predictions for me? No. Maybe Jesse will turn it around. Maybe. I don't know. You know what's really funny though? Not funny, but interesting, which is more why I would love to read a book from her POV, is whenever Tessa went into like her like was trying to get into her thoughts and feelings or whatever, it was like this blackness and evil sort of imagery.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know,
there's a darkness in that girl.
And I want to know why.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting.
It would be interesting.
You've never?
No. She's in the follow-up series to this, but you don't really get anything out of her.
Not dead! Alright, I don't think I have anything else to say. Maybe Angel Demon is my prediction.
Alright.
And my boy Jem is gonna get his heart broken.
Seems fair.
Yep.
My baby. Don't hurt my boys.
I just thought about something. What if someone, can demons, turn into shadow hunters? No. What if? Because I still think Will and Tess are going to stay together, yeah?
Yeah.
No, they live a long time, right? Shadow hunters live a long time?
No. Not, I mean, they can live longer than humans, but they typically die in battle at young ages.
Okay. Like, they also talked about, people, like, giving up the shadow hunter lifestyle sort of thing.
Yeah.
When they do that, like, his dad, he also give up his long life sort of thing?
Yeah, they're stripped of their mark, so they lose all of the, like, superhumanness to them.
Okay, so, like, what if that happens as well? That'd be interesting.
I mean, in this time period, it's taboo for shadow hunters to be with downworlders.
Mm-hmm.
So it's even technically wrong, regardless of what Tessa is,
for
either one of them to be with her.
Yeah. Which is why everyone's like, oh, when Jem was like, we're getting married. But it's, Jem, I feel for you, but, like, you're not going to get with her. So I'm just trying to see of, like, ways that, you know, Will and Tessa would, like, go forward. Mm-hmm. So that's what I was thinking. Like, oh, maybe he, like, gives up his shadow huntingness.
Yeah. When we talk about the third book, one of you try and remind me to talk about a theory that I have.
Okay.
Well, more of a question I have of this conversation we just had. So
okay.
maybe someone will remember it.
That's fair. But I probably have an answer for you.
Yeah, I don't have anything else to say. Do y'all have anything else to say?
I don't think so.
Should we rate the book? We've been rating the books recently.
That's true. I do rate this book a 5 out of 5 stars, but I'm biased, so
I rate Jem a 5 out of 5.
Let's be honest.
This
10 out of 10.
Yeah.
I would say this is like a 4.2. It's a really good.
The first book was good. The second book, because, like, for me, I love characterizations.
Yeah.
And give me deeper into the minds and feelings of someone. Mm-hmm. And this one, like you were saying, has that a lot. So this is why I really felt for them. Right. Again, I tear up in 2 different parts. I'm looking for it.
I do hate to disappoint you. There are no real sex scenes in this book.
I know.
Okay. There's some really spicy makeout scenes. Yeah. I can give you that much, but there are no real
which
sex
were
scenes.
better than the makeout scenes in the other
I
Holly
will
Black
give you
one.
That. The spice is better than Holly Black.
Even when they're maked out.
Hey, Holly Black has an adult book, so maybe there's spice in that one.
Now I gotta read it just to see.
Yeah.
I'll look that shit up right now. Because again,
it's like the Ninth House, I think is what it's called.
Listen, I've said this before. I don't care how steamy a book is. If, you know, romance.
Did you guys ever read the House of Night series when vampires were super popular? That came up on Book Talk the other day, and, like, it was a reminder of how god awful that book was as a young adult book. Like, the things that happened in it, and, like, unlocked a memory in my brain.
Oh, yeah. I remember you.
She, like, sleeps with her teacher in, like, the second book, and my brain was like, I read that in high school.
Yeah, I sometimes see these at, like, Goodwill.
And I left those books for my sister to read. Like, they were in my bedroom when I moved out.
Okay, you know what's really refreshing? Reading hardcore smut and then going to a book that literally is not detailed at all.
Right.
They can have a sexual relationship and then there's just really no details other than saying, yeah, they're having sex and that's all you need to know.
You want to look at my Kindle?
Your Kindle is just shirtless men.
You want to know the list of books I've read this month alone?
Look at that.
Just men.
I don't know if you can see it, probably.
I can't really see it, but I understand.
Yeah.
But I read A Touch of Darkness.
Yeah.
I read those books the beginning of this month. So that's like hardcore smut. Not hardcore smut, but pretty like detailed.
Mhm.
And right now I'm reading the Shatter Me series. I'm literally almost done with the last book, and there's like no sex in it
Right.
until you get to the later trilogy. And it's not even detailed. It's just like, yeah, they're definitely having sex, and that's it.
You're just banging it out. Well,
Yeah, literally.
Well, I have nothing else to say. And we're all good.
Yeah, I think so. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks you all for joining us. Check us out next month for the finale of the series.
The Infernal Devices.
I forgot what it was called. Can you tell?
Or Clockwork Princess.
The Clockwork Princess. And I think this Zoom call is better than we did the first round.
Yeah, I think this works a lot better.
We'll
Yeah.
continue to do that.
Yeah.
And then when you get home, we'll do this thing too.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Hooray!
Bye.
Bye.